Hi, I'm Sam McKagan. I'm the director of the Living Physics Portal, and I will be telling you about the portal. The portal was created by a team of 7 universities and colleges and a professional society, AAPT, that all came together. Different groups had created materials for teaching introductory physics for life sciences students and independently, and all of these groups came together to create one place to share them. And this is our team. It's not quite as big as it looks because some people are in multiple categories, but this was the great team of people that put this together. So what is the portal? The portal is an online resource and community where instructors who teach IPLS, Introductory Physics for Life Sciences, can find, discuss, adapt, share, and get feedback on high quality, relevant IPLS materials for an entire course or part of a course, and participate in a community that supports them in learning about IPLS content and active learning pedagogy. The values underlying this project are creating a culture and community where more faculty are engaged in developing and sharing their curriculum, where that work is valued and where more diverse voices are centered. Creating a mechanism for faculty to share curricular materials, adapt each other's materials, and reshare them. Making authentic biological situations and problems more accessible to faculty, increasing the value of physics courses for life sciences, and spreading the use of active learning pedagogy, making physics more accessible to more students. So on the Living Physics portal, you can find materials for teaching IPLS. You can adapt them, use them, recontribute them to the portal as an adaptation, write an implementation report, and have discussions. We offer online working groups, short duration, small synchronous groups that meet regularly around a theme, and national and regional workshops focused around a local community or topic. You can find resources on the portal at a variety of grain sizes, ranging from individual small examples, problems, and activities. So you can find individual problems or an activity that takes up a class period that students do in small groups, to coherent units on a specific topic for a fraction of a course, a week or a few weeks, or threads, which are a coherent sequence of materials on a particular theme that might be distributed throughout the course that you want to come back to over and over again. We also offer instructor resources, which are resources to support instructors about learning about pedagogy and or course content. And soon we'll have a feature to enable you to contribute an entire course. We do have entire courses worth of material, but they'll be better organized soon into courses. So the materials in the portal are organized into 2 libraries. So there's 2 different ways you can submit. You can submit to the community library, which is a quick upload process. You submit minimal details and all submissions are automatically included on the portal. That takes about 5 minutes. It's a really easy process. And then you can just stop there, leave your materials in the community library. This is a particularly great place to put your materials if they're works in progress and not quite done, and you just want to get feedback from the community and have other instructors try them out and help you improve them. The next step, if you are ready, you can submit to the vetted library, where there's a more lengthy upload process. You enter a lot of details about how other instructors can use your materials, and it gets reviewed by editors who provide feedback on your materials and your instructor details. And many of our contributors say that this process is really helpful for them in getting feedback that helps them really improve their materials. So these 2 libraries are kind of balancing kind of 2 conflicting goals, that we want to make things fast and easy for the contributor, but doing that makes it harder for users to find the materials and harder for implementers to use the materials, because if you want to make it quick and easy, you can't put as much detail about how to use the materials. So the vetted library is a lot of work for contributors, but it's easier for users to find and easier for users to implement materials. And so our model is, let's just get the stuff in real as quickly so that you've got it there to start that process. And then as you're ready, you can continue on to the next process. The vetted library materials they show up in first in search results, and they are available for all users, even if they're not logged in or registered, to find, except for the instructor, the answer keys, those are still restricted. And then the community library is restricted to only verified educators. So you're really only sharing your works in progress with this closed community where it's safer to do that. There's a third level of contribution, which is that we are now partnering with an organization called CourseSource, which you can learn about in another video. And after you've submitted to the vetted library, you can write up an article for peer review, and that is equivalent to a journal publication. And so that's kind of a next level that you can take this to. So I'm going to go over just the contribution process to show what that looks like when you contribute a resource to the portal. First, you can contribute to the community library. You pick what kind of contribution it is. You upload your files and then tell us what kind of things are in your files and some basic details, just the name of your resource, some highlights about it, a summary or abstract. And you pick physics topics and life science topics, review it, and hit submit. So then it's in the community library. So at this point, you can just stop, or you can continue to submit to the vetted library. And when you do that, it goes to our editor, who does an initial screening just to make sure that it's appropriate. Once you pass that initial screening, then you go through this process of adding more material. So you organize your files into groups that people can search for independently. You add instructor guide details about how to use your materials, and then it's reviewed by editors according to our editorial criteria, and they'll give you feedback on it and help you to improve it before it's published in the vetted library. So this is the process of organizing files. You can just make these folders and drag things around and put them in groups. So if you have units and subunits and activities within that, you can make appropriate groups. You add more details for each resource and each subgroup, although you can, if they're the same for all the subgroups, you can automatically import it so you don't have to type it all over again. You can add chemistry topics, math topics, and then there's an instructor guide that you fill out where you provide more information, such as the pedagogical approach, the skills and competencies, write about what insight or realization you hope students gain from this resource, implementation tips and tricks, how does it fit into the flow of your course so people can contextualize it, and why it's useful to life sciences students, how long it takes, what kind of equipment is needed. And then it goes to the editor for review. So our model is that materials on the portal are available for download and use by any other verified educator under a open source Creative Commons license. And users can contribute adaptations of each other's materials with attributions to original authors and descriptions of changes by adapters. So this is an example of a resource where our colleague Joe Reddish made a activity that was an adaptation of a resource by Don Meredith that he contributed. And so the idea is that when he submits it, he fills out information and it appropriately credits the original author and takes care of making sure you've done the license and everything appropriately and makes it pretty easy for you. So we're committed to supporting free sharing of open source curricular materials. In addition, to support our project, some of our contributors have opted to give the portal permission to sell non-exclusive distribution rights to commercial partners. So we have a partnership with Expert TA and to distribute Nexus Physics materials as problems on their online homework distribution system, and then a partnership with Top Hat, who distributes the Nexus Physics materials as a e-textbook. And so this is the portal receives a portion of the fees for this, and we use that to maintain it. But the authors, the original authors, retain the copyright to their own materials. So this is non-exclusive, and they can still use there. So instructors who use these systems like Expert TA and Top Hat have easier access to the materials. And so if you do use those systems, I encourage you to use the Nexus Physics materials in there, because that helps support the portal. And so that's all. You can register for the Living Physics portal at our website and email me if you have any questions.